Hey everybody, welcome back to our 2017 coverage of the GAMA trade show here in Las Vegas. I'm here with Tom from Kosmos. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Appreciate it. And we've got Kerala. Did I pronounce that correctly?
You did.
All right, Kerala is set up for you, so take it away, Tom. Tell us about this.
Kerala is a game that is based, the idea is that you're in the province of Kerala in India, and it's a very beautiful game where you're building platforms to attract the elephants that are on parade. It's an annual event there.
That's
and
cool.
So that's the theme, and the designer is a new one for us is Kristen Heise, and this is a really cool family weight game. Plays in about 30 minutes.
Okay.
And it plays up to 5, which I think is great. It actually plays best at 4 or 5, in my opinion.
Okay. So higher player count is better.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're just moving these beautiful wooden elephants around as you're placing tiles. It may look like a multiplayer solitaire game at first glance because you're building a platform and you're building a platform. But the really cool thing about this, kind of like Imhotep, there's this very small way that you influence other players and it becomes a very big deal.
Okay.
It's this public drafting market.
Okay.
Where if I'm the first player, I take this, and I can take a card that's really good for me, or I can take the one that I know you want.
Yeah, okay.
And it's public because I have 100% knowledge of what you want.
Yeah.
And it's really, it can be cutthroat, but it's pretty family weight because it's quick and fun.
Yeah, it's very light, right.
Yeah.
That's cool. So do we have like starting setup of tiles at the beginning of the game, or is it just there's a pool and we start building our own tableaus?
So this is kind of a mid-game example, but when you start, you're going to start with one tile of your color, and you just keep building out. And building out means that you put a tile on your platform and you move an elephant onto that tile, ontological. So as you continue to build, you continue to move your elephants. And the tricky part of that is obviously you want to, well, I didn't say this before, but you have to keep your colors together.
Okay.
So if you get a purple one, you're going to want to put that next to your existing purple one. If you get a red one, you want to keep that. But sometimes the elephants don't allow you to do that.
Okay. So do you always have to place, do you have to move the elephant wherever you place next to? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay. All right, cool. So what's the goal of the game, I guess you could say?
So the goal of the game is to get the most points. And the way you get the most points is by having all of the colors, like, because you want the most beautiful platform. Right. You want all of the colors in the game, which is 5, on your platform. And then you want the most elephants on your platforms as well. So this one has 2. They have 1, 2, or 3. And again, that's where the cutthroat can kind of happen, where I can take the 3 or I can take the 1. Just depends on what I think you want, what I want.
All right, cool. So it's very, very colorful. The box is stunning. Very cool. All right, so what have you got next for us? We can just kind of put this over to the side.
So Brutal Kingdom. Let's move that.
Swipe.
Thank you. So this is one that I'm very excited about.
All right, Brutal Kingdom.
The designer, Michael Reineck, who's done some great games, if you're familiar with Pillars of the Earth and the subsequent games. He did those, and he's also done some other ones like Dracula.
Right.
So this is a 3 to 4 player card game. It plays relatively quick.
Okay.
The name is Brutal Kingdom, and it is brutal.
That's good. I'll let people know right off the bat.
Each card, there's 20 cards in the game, and they each have these, like, I'll put this down here so you can see.
Let's keep them straight like this.
Beautiful artwork on them.
Wow, that's cool.
And each card has a unique ability, and that...
I love that dude.
Isn't that cool?
That's cool.
Oh, let's see. One of my favorites is the Berserker. Oh, he's great. It's a bear. I love that.
Very cool.
Very cool.
All right.
So, as you play these cards, 4 cards each round, 4 rounds. That's the whole game.
Okay.
But as you play these cards, they're going to inevitably affect other players.
Okay.
And usually in a negative way. So the goal of the game is to get the most points, but you only get points if your cards stay active, and other players are going to try to inactivate your cards.
Huh.
The way you avoid that is strategy. Just knowing what cards to play at what time.
Okay.
It's brutal at first because you don't know how to counteract that negative or the other opposing team, the opposing powers. But after you get the hang of it, it just becomes highly strategic and very fun.
So kind of maybe a high or a steep learning curve, because you don't know what cards are in the game. But as you play the game more, you become more familiar with what's in the game. Then you know what you're safe playing, so to speak, and what might be a kind of more of a risk.
Yes, it's definitely a learning curve. Right. I would say that learning curve is only one round, though. Okay. Because once you've played it, you kind of figure out how the cards interact with each other.
Okay.
It's got a really cool end game mechanism for points, which I won't explain here, but it's got a lot of thought. It's very balanced. It's a great game.
Okay.
And I think $15. It's going to be released in May.
Well, that's not bad at all.
It's going to be a home run for us.
All right. Very cool. All right. What's next?
All right. So next, we don't have a English version of this yet. So this is just a mock-up box. But this is Word Slam.
Word Slam.
And Word Slam is a party game. And it's similar to a charades type game, only you're competing with word cards at the same time. So let's say plays best with like 8 people.
Okay.
Right? We are both on opposing teams. We're both going to be giving our teams clues for the same word.
Okay.
So we're giving clues. I'm trying to get my team to guess Brazil, and you got your team, and they're trying to guess Brazil as well. We're each giving them cards, and they're guessing at the same time.
Okay, so you're not actually saying anything, but you have like a hand of cards, and you're giving them these cards, trying to get. Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's interesting.
105 cards. And we have the exact same deck of cards that we can choose from. It's full of like nouns and verbs, adjectives and pronouns.
Right.
You just use those cards to communicate to your team. It gets a little bit rowdy.
Yeah, I imagine, yeah. Okay, so that's Word Slam. So what's the timeline for this one?
That one's going to be probably June, maybe a little bit later.
There's some stuff we can show them on the back.
Yeah.
All right, so you said June or a little bit later?
June or a little bit later.
What's the price point going to be about?
This one's going to be 40.
40?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice big cards, and there's 400 plus cards because you have a lot of variety. Like,
wow.
It's nice because it scales well too. It has a very like beginner clues, then it has easy, medium, and hard.
Cool.
So you can tailor it to your friends. If you want to really struggle, you can do the expert cards because they are pretty hard.
All right. So that's Word Slam coming in June, you said?
Yes.
All right,
June.
cool. All right, what's next? Now that has a very important name on it, I think.
Yes, it does.
Or a well-known name.
Ken Follet, this is not the official box.
Okay.
We do not have the official game yet.
Okay.
But I wanted to bring this because I'm excited about it.
Okay.
And also something very cool about this game and how it's being released is it's being released at the same time as the book.
That's cool.
So Ken Follet, who wrote Pillars of the Earth,
right,
and World Without End, he has written a new book called Calma Fire.
Yeah.
We're going to release the board game at the exact same day as the book. So September 12th.
That's neat.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to have copies at Gen Con to demo, so you can play it at Gen Con with us at our demo booth, but you won't be able to buy it until September 12th.
Okay. September 12th. So what's the price point going to be on this one?
I believe it's going to be 50.
What kind of game is it going to be?
So we don't know a whole lot. I've got the German instructions, which German's not so great, but there's going to be a little bit of worker placement, area control, and espionage. And I think that's where it's going to be really interesting.
Wow.
I'm not sure how that's working into it, but I know that there's going to be some secret motivations throughout the game.
All right.
And that I think is going to be really cool. That's going to be kind of the thing that's going to set this game apart.
Yeah, well, the worker placement is definitely a pretty good, huge carryover from Pillars. So, that was a great game as well. So, all right. So that is a Column of Fire from Ken, based on the book by Ken Follet. And that's about it, I think. Have you got anything else you want to say?
I didn't bring a copy of it, but we also have the exit games this year, which are it's kind of like the escape room games. We've got 3 of them, $15 each. They're going to be available in May. All right. And those are also going to do really well. Yeah. I think that the escape rooms do well on their own.
Right.
I will say ours are probably a little more difficult than the majority of them out there.
Okay.
They're very tough.
Yeah.
But if you like the challenge, you should check them out.
All right, very good. All right, so the escape rooms, or escape room games, exit games. So look out for those as well. Thank you so much, Tom, for joining us.
Sam.
We appreciate it.
And thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us as well. We'll see you guys in a little bit.